Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for the week of April 18th through 24th of 2022. So your cards are a little slow to come out this time. Now, obviously, I've changed the camera angle back. I had more feedback wanting it this way than wanting it the other way. Now, if I had a more sophisticated setup here of camera and stuff like that, that maybe I would be able to change the angle and show you the spread and then do the reading this way. But I don't have that much stuff here. So sorry about that, but this is going to have to be the way it goes, right? So I will, of course, as always, keep showing you each card as it comes up. And, oops, we've got a few too many came out here. That one. And so we'll go forward doing that. Okay. All right, so we're just about there. We've got one more card left to come out. Okay. Oh, and there it is. Oh, in fact, there's two there, and they say they want to keep both. So, okay, that's what we'll do. So that means we have 7 cards in the spread instead of the usual 6. The first deck, there's 2 different decks. The first deck, there's 1, 2, 3 cards, and the second deck, now this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, usually 3. Okay. All right. So the first card on the first in the first deck. I'm going to just have a look at everything here. Okay. This looks really good. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. That's going to always lead you in the right direction, especially for you, Cancer. You like to follow your heart anyway. You don't like the details of things to get in the way, right? If you want to go do that certain thing, you don't want to hear that you don't have enough money to do it. You just want to be able to do it, right? And so, not saying to absolutely ignore, like don't go spending something you don't have. That's not what the angels are saying at all. But there's this, feels like a fairly specific circumstance that's happening in your life right now. And you're kind of torn as to which to do, which direction to go. Follow your heart in this case. There are times when you need to use your logical thinking brain and follow that. And you do have a very logical brain. I'm not saying that you don't. You also have strong intuition and very much love. And so it's finding a balance to do the hard stuff as well as following the heart, which for you is the easy part, right? So yeah, just following your heart and following the feel-good, easier path for you in this case. That's going to get you where you need to go. All right. Now there's excuse me. The white buffalo calf woman is talking about a peace offering, and so it feels like this is directed to you. For some of you, this is you offering to others. But it feels like for the majority of you, it's somebody offering you a peace offering, something that they feel they did wrong or something that shortchanged you somehow, and they're offering this. Follow your heart. That's what they keep saying. Follow your heart. It means a lot to you that they would offer this, that they noticed, right? Because you tend to think that you don't notice, or you're not noticeable so much. But they definitely did notice, as most others have as well in the past, just that the spot they were at, they couldn't follow through on it. This person here has grown a lot, and they are offering this to you. So accept that And the remainder of the message is that if that person is somebody that you have already decided you don't really want in your daily interaction life, then keep that boundary, right? You can accept the peace offering while also keeping the boundary. And that is truly following your heart. Okay, good for you. Good for you. That's a really great discernment. Now, for some of you, that's not a question. There is no boundary. You don't, or not in that way, and you don't need to stay away from the person. You can just allow that to completely heal that little rift that had happened, right? And you can go forward joyfully, and it's beautiful. Okay, so you're always looked after. You're always safe. The wolf is always, protecting you, kind of pacing a circle around you all the time, whether you're aware of that or not. That's happening all the time. And so it's like it takes the pressure off from maybe making decisions or what path to take, that kind of thing, because the wolf is always looking after you. If you truly were going to take a really bad path for you, the wolf would be there and just would kind of herd you, sort of. And no, I know wolves aren't known for herding you, but they would make it so that path was inaccessible to you. And so you would end up going where you needed to go. Yes. So yes, you're always looked after. And that path of yours is your soul's path. So the whale also, is a very heart-centered being. Honor your soul's purpose is the message from the whale. And so when you, again, like if you were tempted ever to stray from your soul's purpose, from your path, like if you were ever about to head down the wrong direction, you have all this protection here that the wolf and the whale both would just not let you do that. Like your soul's path is very heart-centered. And that is why you're directed here to follow your heart. Because that's where you can breathe. That's just what they're giving me, because that it's such a relief for you to know that things are good, right? Like, because you always have that question lately anyway, that you kind of feel like you messed up or you made mistakes and then you got on the wrong spot and whatever. And they're just saying, no, you didn't. Things are turning out just how they're supposed to. And there was no mistake. There was no mistake whatsoever. Okay, you are, in fact, honoring your soul's path. And like if you get into a place where you find it hard to stay in the love, hard to stay in your heart, then you know that you have to change something. Like if you're feeling more animosity toward the people around you than you feel love and compassion, then it's time for you to change something. And that is, steering you then back into your right direction. Okay. Now, all right, we did talk about boundaries a little bit, and here's more. The bear wants you to stand your ground, right? This is what you know. And so it feels like for some of you, this is probably not true for everybody, but for some of you, you're not really accustomed to having boundaries and stating them. You just want to sail through life, and if somebody, I don't know, does something that they said they weren't going to do or whatever, you'd rather just kind of skate past that and have no conflict that way. Like I said, this is for some of you. Not everyone is like that. But it's time, really time, to firm up those boundaries, because you get hurt by it, even though you don't want to deal with it. right? When those other things have happened. So when you create nice boundaries that really serve you well and that other people become aware of because you tell them, no, that's not what I'm looking for. And you don't have to be mean, you don't have to be aggressive, but you do have to be a little bit assertive, right? And this is part of your life lesson, is to learn how to stand up for yourself, is to learn how to be like many of the other people in your life who say to you, no, no, I don't want to do that. Or, no, that's not my style. Or, whatever, just your own preferences, stating them out loud. Start there. It doesn't have to be an altercation, right? Okay. And so this is part of your life lesson to learn. So create a boundary and stand by it. Okay. Drink more water. Feels like you're dehydrated. It feels like a chronic condition. Some of you, many of you, you have no idea that you're as dehydrated as you are. And that's true really kind of across the population, right? So step up your water by 1 full glass this week. Next week, add another one until you're at 7 or 8 glasses a day. It's going to sound like an awful lot. And we're not talking about coffee. We're not talking about tea. We're not talking about soda pop or juice or anything else. We are talking about water. Even add a little bit of sea salt to your water. That helps your cells take it up better. Okay. Yeah, and summer's coming. You're going to need that extra. You need it year round anyway, but I mean, you're going to need that especially for summer, those hot days and things like that. So get in the habit now of just drinking more and more water all the time. Your body will thank you. And you'll be a little surprised at how different you feel. Things that hurt before, like maybe your back is usually sore, it'll be less sore because of being hydrated, right? Things like that just work better. Okay, and now here we have our beautiful 7th card, which is really, really important in this spread. Otherwise, it wouldn't have come out. And here we have freedom. Wow. Freedom is what you've been wanting. It's what you've been looking for. And here it is. You had a lot of persistence to get here. And here it is. So the manner of freedom might surprise you a bit. It might be something different than you've been thinking of, but it all counts. Okay. All right. So let's grab the daily guidance cards, and we'll ask for one last bit of wisdom for you from your guardian angels. And yeah, they say the entrepreneur spirit is upon you. Now, this does not necessarily mean that you are an entrepreneur. You may be. And it's like you're suited to this, especially once you create some boundaries, right? But it feels like you just know how to arrange things and make it so that things will, be looked after, that you can set up the systems, right? And make it so that it's quite efficient, so that there's the least attention required as possible. For those of you who are not entrepreneurs and don't want to be, it's more of a mindset of always looking after everything as though it was yours, to keep it in really good shape, to keep it maintained, to keep it flowing. And this is very much your mindset. You do like to look after things, right? So that's beautiful. That's very nice. I suppose there's probably downsides to it, but any employer who has an employee with an entrepreneur mindset is a very fortunate person. And most of them know it. Okay. All right. Wow. What a big message for you today. And so, hopefully you can find a lot of wisdom in that. Cancer, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I love you, and I will see you next time.